So, black women, come to talk to you about the rise in unnecessary crime and blatant, violent derangement by these dumbass black males all over America. So, I'm going to show you what a lot of these homeless, stupid ass black males have been doing in New York City. Okay, since these fools have been pushing people onto the tracks in front of trains and trying to kill people at random and being successful at it. New York City has now put like these little barrier things to keep people from falling in the tracks, but it is an ongoing debate about the cost of actually getting the sliding plastic doors that are there to prevent anybody from getting on the track at any time until the train comes and it literally opens up. They got this from China, they got this from Japan, and I think some other place in Europe. But anyway, we're on our way to having that in New York City because these assholes are just going completely out of control all over America, but they're really bugging in New York City. So let me say this to my New York City women, right? What you need to do, ladies, is have yourself like a little emergency bag inside of your bag. Go on to Amazon and get a emergency blanket. It is like a silver type of blanket that you can it warms you up in very, very cold weather. Also get yourself a tube of antibiotic ointment, right? Get yourself some gauze bandages. You don't have to have a lot, just enough to cover like your forearm, part of your leg, something like that. Then carry weapons. Even though, yes, I know they're going to be checking our bags and stuff like that, but you could carry weapons that are not noticeable. I told you guys before about the Japanese hair ties, the things that look like little knives that go through your bun. Sharpen them shits as sharp as you can and put them in your hair and carry them around and use them like knives if you have to. You could use hairspray and a lighter. The the lighter that you use for the grill. And they want to act fucking stupid, flame torch their ass. Spray that hairspray and flick that fucking lighter and you got an instant flamethrower. So it's like, do what the hell you got to do because these people are bugging in New York City in the subway. I'm going to show you a clip of this guy who had like 2 small Molotov cocktails on fire, getting ready to throw them at people in the subway waiting for the train. Now, me, myself, like if I would have saw somebody doing some shit like that, I mean, you could take whatever you have, y'all. If you carrying a bag and it has some type of a strap, like a messenger bag or whatever, you could simply take that shit off, twist it one time, right, at a certain length of the strap, and then wrap it around your hand, and that's already something. You could, when he tries to throw that shit, you could slap that shit out of the air, or you could slap him in the motherfucking head with it while you run over there and cranium slam that motherfucker to the concrete. Like, it's so many things you could do with these out of control crazy motherfuckers. They wearing hoods, they wearing scarves, they wearing jackets. All you got to do, women, is because you small. I keep telling you, learn martial arts and get into self-defense classes or martial arts classes. Because all you got to do is run straight behind somebody, grab them by the back of their collar, and slam their ass head first into the concrete. You got to move quick and slam him with all your motherfucking might. He ain't going to get up off that floor. He's not. And you can do it face front or head. I like the back of the head. The fucking crank, the back there, it'll crack his shit completely open. It's like, these people are crazy out here, and you got to be just as crazy. So when you see this fool trying to throw a Molotov cocktail on different passengers, man, that's the type of motherfucker you take a bat and hit that motherfucker square in his face with it. A metal fucking bat. Just get ready to bow right in the fucking his face. And you think about throwing some shit again now, won't you? I mean, Naya, go lay down. It's just really crazy how they're losing their minds. Like, I was watching all types of different content creators channels. I was watching y'all know Angry Biracial, right? So I was watching a lot of his videos about how these black dudes just losing their mind all over the country. There was one story where it was a 15-year-old kid, and because of all of this black black male taught black women hate speech online, this kid was 15 years old on the bus, like in other, see, we don't have that in New York City. We don't have school buses that put all age kids on the same bus. We don't. Like, most of our kids take public transportation. You lucky to get a goddamn school bus. Some of them do, but you lucky, right? So they're on the bus. The bus driver don't even get up to fucking help. This 15-year-old boy is beating the shit out of a 9-year-old little girl, punching her with all his might repeatedly, okay? This little girl is traumatized. And then you know what else they did? They took her 10-year-old brother and did his ass the same way. The mother, in my opinion, when I heard this story, I'm like, I would like to tell her about herself, right? And somebody who knows her need to kick her ass, because if ever your kids are being bullied on a bus, why would you keep sending them on a bus to be bullied and traumatized? I don't give a fuck if you got to go to work, if it's inconvenience, whatever. Take them out that school, transfer them, do whatever the fuck you got to do. Ride the motherfucking bus yourself with the kids if that's what it takes to get them to school safe. There would be no way I would be going for no shit like that. I would get arrested. I would go on that bus and beat his ass the same motherfucking way. What is wrong with people today? And aren't they supposed to have matrons on those buses? I always thought they were supposed to have the lady on the bus, or the guy, the matron, to make sure everybody stay in their seatbelt and sit their ass down and get to school safely. Listen, when I just saw the video, it was enraging me to the point where I wanted to beat that fucking kid till he was dead. Like, literally. Because he was beating you know how small a 9-year-old little girl is in comparison to a 15-year-old teenage boy? That shit was making me so angry. But anyway, then you had this other crazy motherfucker, right? Where black women, I'm sorry, y'all better start manning up, womaning up, whatever you want to call it, and you better start breaking these motherfuckers up when they fucking with your children. There was another woman in, I think, California, Florida, somewhere. This dusty fucking dude, she told her daughter, I don't want you fucking with this bum because he has nothing in life. He's going nowhere in life, and I don't want you around him. The daughter's trying to stay away from him. Did this motherfucker come to their house and act like he had a right to this girl's time, body, and just to be in her life? Like, he's entitled to her, right? So the cops came. It was a black woman. I think a dude, you know, they roll out too deep in the car. So the guy that was at the girl's house, and the mother was outside, like, yo, I'll get off my property, get out of here, you trespassing, you're not seeing my daughter, I don't want you nowhere around her. I like the mother's energy, but what I would have liked better, if she would have came out of that house with something nice and blunt to slap that motherfucker upside the head and send him straight to the concrete. I'm dead serious. I don't give a fuck what it is. A pipe, a bat, a machete, I don't give a fuck. You stepping into somebody's house, you bringing bullshit to somebody's house, you must not value your life. You must not. You must not. Everybody knows that's the cardinal rule of you taking a chance of getting fucking killed. Because once you cross that threshold, it might be over for you, boy. It might be. So, but anyway, he's arguing with the police. Like, oh, it's not a crime for me to be something. Motherfucker, you trespassing. Do you not understand? He gonna tell the cop, oh, I could be here. She said, I'm gonna tell you one more time, then I'm gonna put hands on you. I'm like, girl, I don't know why you talking to this motherfucker. All of us, when we on patrol, we carry expandable metal fucking batons. It would not have been me. I would have talked to that motherfucker once. You don't move when I tell you to move, I'm gonna knock the shit out of you. And when you hit the ground and you fucked up, then I'm gonna cuff you. I'm gonna put you in that car and I'm gonna trump up so many fucking charges on you where you gonna have a hard time getting out of county jail or wherever the fuck, where it's gonna be a problem. Well, I know here in New York City, you gonna be in there. You gonna be in there, and Rikers getting fucked up and everything else, because Rikers is a madhouse, right? So that's two, right? Then what else happened? Did I see? No, that's three. The nut in New York City on the train that looked like he need to just get fucking stomped to death. The 15-year-old kid fucking with the girl and her mother, challenging the cops. I don't know what's wrong with you police officers out there, but fuck that George Floyd shit. Blow these motherfuckers away. When they're out here, they probably gonna take my video down for that, but I don't give a fuck. When they out here challenging the cops, they're challenging authority, and they think they're immortal or some shit. Show them that they're not. Show them that they're not. Fuck them up. Police officers all over America. Stop playing with these motherfuckers. They are out of control. And it always gets like this. Because America has a verifiable amount of, I wouldn't say regret, but a verifiable amount of guilt. Not to want to attack black males currently the way they should be attacked, because they are literally menaces to society, right? And they're out here actually they are domestic terrorists when it comes to the killing and the domestic violence of black women and girls, right? So the American government should have already deployed the fucking military on their ass, as far as I'm concerned, because it's fucking ridiculous. So you had those three incidences plus more. Like, all types of shit is running through my head. Women getting shot at. People, like men that don't even know black women, literally running them over with their cars. Like that was one where, I forget what state that was in. The woman, he smashed into the woman's car. So she just got out and tried to exchange insurance information. This motherfucker, because he didn't have no insurance on his car, gets mad, starts trying to fight her. She runs back to her car, but before she could get to the car, this motherfucker literally ran her over with his car. He didn't kill her. The neighbor was losing their mind trying to get this motherfucker to stop. But of course, they have such hate for black women and little girls. This is the shit they do. And what kills me is that when content creators like myself, Pretty Black Magic, there are a lot of them on here. Somebody come, nah, not her. She funny because she got the black husband, so she ain't really as real as she should be. But who else is out here telling the absolute fucking truth about this? I was surprised Paris was doing it. Okay, she was out here doing it. But who's like? There's a few of them right now. My mind is only going to a couple of people that's not really down like that. But listen, they need to get dealt with. When you out here killing people running from for their lives, you are out here making every day in society a hardship to people, to the point where they're not safe walking down the street. They're being subject to unnecessary, overly violent attacks. That is domestic terrorism. You black women need to start calling for the American government to do their fucking job when it comes to these lunatics and these barbarians. Go get them, put them away the way they're supposed to be. Stop giving them fucking chances and lock them up and throw away the fucking key. If we thought the 1990s crime bill was an issue, they need to come out with a better one for 2024. Because there are over 200,000 black women and girls that these fools have killed, murdered, well, same thing. Killed, went missing, we don't know what the fuck happened to them. Have been doing some type of serial killing shit on them, because we know that there have been hundreds of black serial killers targeting black women and girls, and the most prolific one was the Grim Sleeper, right? Then you had the asshole that was killing the women from the Craigslist. Remember that stupid motherfucker? And you had so many more. And with all this going on, black women need to do two things. Contact your local representatives and let them know you need to take all those task force seriously. Pass that HR bill to protect black women and girls, because it's back out again. And put these dudes underneath the jail when they are committing these incredibly heinous crimes towards black women and girls. This shit is ridiculous, okay? And the last thing you black women need to do is leave these stupid motherfuckers alone. Please. It is overly apparent that they are hazardous to your motherfucking health and life, right? So why are you still trying to date them? Why are you guys still on here with this fantasy shit of marriage when you know these motherfuckers can't afford a ring? They can't even afford to be a fucking adult because they're not. And you just gonna set yourself up for a whole bunch of wasted time getting fucked up by these people behind closed doors, and then spending the other half of your time getting away from this piece of shit when you could have just never dealt with them to begin with. Seriously. They really are feeling it that black women are not fucking with them anymore, literally. And now they're out here trying to be nice, trying to placate and parent to the black women. But that violence and that hatred that they have for you, me, and everyone else like us, it has not gone away. It's still there, y'all. It's still there. What was the other? I'm trying to think of another one I had saw recently. And the way that these people are killing our little teenage girls is just really too much. So y'all need to think about that as well. Like, yeah, I saw that on Pretty Black Magic's channel. This 19-year-old boy killed his 17-year-old girlfriend. And this girl was a mother of a 1-year-old child. Young black girls, when your mothers and friends, aunts, or whoever are telling you to get out of relationships with these dudes when they're beating you up, being aggressive, controlling you, and trying to just do all types of demeaning things to you, listen. Those people are trying to save your life. Just before that little girl got choked to death after she was severely beat by this 19-year-old dude, little small petite woman too, right? Little girl, because she ain't no woman. She's 17. She's a child. So, small petite girl. This guy, because he beat her up. He choked her once, beat her up again, and choked her the second time, and left her there dead in the bed, laying beside her. And then the next morning, he's going to call the cops talking about all through the night, he kept checking on her. She was unresponsive. But yet, she has all types of ligature marks on her neck. Are you kidding me? And physical bruises all over her, what did they say? Shoulder, chest, and face. So she got ligature marks on her neck, bruises on her face, shoulder, and chest. And she just got them magically overnight, right? Young black women, teenage girls. Domestic violence is really real in your world too when you're doing these dumbass relationships in junior high school and high school. Cut the shit out. If somebody is beating your ass and they're trying to claim that they're your boyfriend, tell your mother, tell your teacher, tell your school guidance counselor, and most importantly, tell the motherfucking police. I don't know about other states, but here in New York City, we have domestic violence officers. We have a whole unit of police that specifically work on beating somebody's ass that is fucking up people in their house, okay? So I'm quite sure where you're from, they have a unit of domestic violence officers as well. Call them or call the regular cops on patrol and get somebody to tear down this motherfucker that's causing all types of stress, worry, pain, aggravation, trauma, and an ass whooping in your life. And stop playing with these motherfuckers. And oh, for the love of me, will y'all start gearing up with weapons and start fucking them up back? Do you know a bully only beats on somebody because they know they could win? The first time you best that motherfucker, or you stand toe to toe and blow for blow if you got to, till you bust that ass, or you find a way to best them, meaning they go down to the ground, that's the only way them motherfuckers stop. Because people that are ignorant like that, violence begets violence. And that's all they understand. So until you flip that switch in your brain, where you ready to open his head and split and literally disembowel him in the middle of the street, that's the only way he's going to understand you not fucking playing with him. I hope y'all get that. Both teenage girl, middle-aged woman, old woman, etc., etc., etc. Don't play with these people, because They do not like themselves. They don't like their lot in life. They think the whole world is against them, and they think that you are responsible for that. So when they go to hurt you, because you remember, they are never responsible for a motherfucking thing. They do ridiculous, outlandish, incredible shit and still will blame it on somebody else, mostly the victim and society, and act like them, the fucking offender, the perpetrator themselves, like they have never done anything, don't have nothing to do with what's going on. This is how crazy they are. Now I remember what I was going to tell y'all before I get ready to get off this video. In New York, remember that little 10-year-old girl? That 30-something-year-old dude who found her online on Bumble. Now, what is the 10-year-old little girl doing on Bumble? I have no idea. He found this little girl, met her in Harlem, took her back to his apartment and raped the 10-year-old girl. Now, white people are funny, because when they were interviewing these stupid black motherfuckers in Harlem, they always find the most ignorant black fucking guys available, right? But it's funny how, now it's really clear, right, that the police caught this dude. The families wanted to whoop his ass, but they wouldn't let him. He raped a 10-year-old little girl. The news is talking to some of the local fucking Neanderthals of the neighborhood, right? And they're saying everything to go along with my point of how they blame the whole world, but it's never their fault, right? They're going out of their way to say everybody's at fault and everything is a problem except for the motherfucker who committed the actual crime. Oh, society's out of control. We've fallen down so low, and we're so what did he say? Torn apart as a country. Yeah, but now let's circle back and come and hone in on the group of black males that is doing all this shit. Let's talk about them. It ain't hard to understand that he's a black male that did that. I'll never forget the black dude that was homeless in California and had a fucking attitude that day. Had been arrested so many times and released, right? Walked into a furniture store and killed this white lady just because she existed. I mean, that was so fucked up. It really was. And that was during the time when other black guys were terrorizing fucking California, the rich side of California, breaking into their homes, running up into their parties, robbing and killing people. I forget the black guy's name, but they gave him he died this year on the Grio's Black American or Black Entertainer Awards and something like that. But anyway, this black guy who pretty much was like the godfather, they called him in music, his house prior to him dying this year was burglarized by some random crazy fucking black male fuck who ended up shooting himself in the foot. Pretty Black Magic had covered this story, right? And when he burglarized that man's house, that same music mogul guy, he killed that man's wife, a 70-something-year-old black woman who had never done shit to him. Shot that woman dead just to do it, right? And so the man was recovering from the death of his wife, and I guess he couldn't take it, and so he died. But this doubles back to what I'm saying. That was a black dude who did that. All those rash killings and burglaries and everything else that happened in California was more black dudes. All that snatch and grab shit was more black dudes. In California right now, in the San Francisco area, they are snatching up little girls at gunpoint and human trafficking them in the street where little children walk down the block to go to school. I saw some coverage on it on DZ's channel where she wasn't doing the story or the situation justice. She was stupidly making fun of the women and the little girls who were being trafficked and held in modern day slavery. But the fact of the matter is that was also done by black males. And now you have black males raping little girls, running up into furniture stores and killing white women just because the woman is there. And the fucked up part about that story, which really bothers me, which is why I talk about it a lot, that she was their only child, that girl. And I remember her father when he came on the news and he spoke about it. He was so calm. And all I could think about was how if I was that white man, I would have lost my motherfucking mind in that news conference. And I don't give a fuck if anybody would have called me racist or not. I would have been saying all types of shit about that black dude that killed my child. Called him all types of niggas and everything else. And rightfully so. Because you killed this man's daughter when she wasn't doing shit but working a job. I think she was a college student too. But just working at the furniture store. You know how they do. Work study or whatever the fuck it is, where they got to get their credits for working and whatever. But the fact of the matter is, she didn't know that motherfucker, and he didn't know her. He just was a delinquent, ignorant, violent motherfucker, like a lot of them are out here, or the majority, and how they need to just wrestle them the fuck up and throw them away and leave it that way, because it is ridiculous the shit they're out here doing. All right, I'm done talking because it's late and I got to get up in the morning. But look at this. This is the kind of shit we got to deal with in New York City. But rest assured, you going to see me on the news too. Because if I ever run into any stupid motherfucker like that when I'm on the train, I don't think I'm going to be able to control myself much. So, but I'm going to try. But this is the dumb shit we got to deal with. I mean, oh, and by the way, I don't know if y'all knew, but the House today was trying to pass a bill to ban TikTok. So you might want to reach out to your Congress people, whoever they may be, and let them know, we don't think that's a good idea. Don't ban TikTok. Okay? Period. So you can do that. All right. Let me show y'all this and let me get to bed. See y'all. I just had to, it was too much. They getting on my fucking nerves. This motherfucker throwing Molotov cocktails in the fucking subway. Is he serious? He need to seriously get fucked up. I know that. All right, let me show y'all this. Good night.
Subway holding lit containers filled with a flammable liquid. Police say he threw them at passengers waiting on the platform at the West 28th Street station. That attack happened back in early February, but we're just getting a first look at this surveillance video tonight. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Also tonight, City